button.
Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. It's so good to see you. Hello, Ingmans. Hello, Sivan. Hello, Luke. Hello, Mary. Albert, it's so good to see you. Thank you for letting me move you back into the waiting room. I brought him in early. Hello, Morjean. Hello, Bridget. Oh my gosh, Bridget, it's so good to see you. I've missed you. You've been gone for a couple of weeks. Today is going to be a great day. I am really excited to be able to hear from you guys. We had a really great immersion call this week, and we've had people on the 28-day detox this week, and we've had people on the 7-day detox this week. And it's so exciting because so many people are getting so many benefits from what we are here for, from this book. Now, where did I put my book? There we go. From this incredible book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. So welcome everybody who is new. Welcome anybody who's their first time is here. If you are new, please put it in the chat that you're new. And if you'd like, put where you are calling from. I'd love to talk with you today. I'm kind of jumping in. Anna is going to be my co-host today, and we've got Carol and Jerem and Vinod and Jonathan. Thank you so much for being here and doing the technology. I so appreciate it. And we've got Emily Drew coming on the call. She's going to be doing the music. So we're really excited about we've got some guest speakers today, and we're really excited. But I wanted, who is on the detox, either the 7 or the 28 day? We've got Deborah and Linda and Morjean and Susie, and I'm sure there are a lot of other people.
Belle
and Lenore. I love it. Who and Luke, would anybody like to unmute and tell their experience?
This is Morjean. I'll just say something right now because this is day 7 and I just drank all my pills. So don't call on me later. I might be running. But I've eaten a clean diet for like years and years, so I'm not having dramatic experiences, but I was told to take cod liver oil before I go to bed, and I've had a painful knee for a long time, and the pain is almost always already gone, which is making a huge difference in my life. So I'm very, very happy for my healed knee. There aren't words. So I'm happy about that.
Morjean, how long have you had pain in the knee? Did you already tell me and I just missed it?
I had it on and off for like 5 years, and this last time it's been about 2 months. And it prevents me from going down and doing like exercise. I can't do exercise on my trampoline. I can't get down on my chi machine and get up. So, I can walk around the house and limp up. I go upstairs slowly, one step at a time, so it's really impacted my life. Like I can't exercise very much because, I can't bend my knee and I can't get up and down. So it's just like the last 3 days I got up today and I go, God, like there's no pain. I was just like so happy beyond words.
awesome.
So
Oh
I
my
can
gosh.
exercise again.
Yay! I just want to celebrate. And there's so much celebration today. So much celebration because of this detox.
So thank you. I just wanted to tell you because I took my pills and I'll be running to, I got up and I go, what is today? What is today? And oh my God, it's day 7. So I got my pills and crushed them and made my ginger drink. And so I'm all ready.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. So glad that you're doing this. And we understand and we give you allowance to do what you need to do to take care of yourself, Morjean. Thank you. Anybody else would like to share?
I'll share real briefly because I have to run for an exhibit. I have Let Food Be Your Medicine. I think I mentioned it to the group already. And because of this huge commitment and the solo show I had to put on as a 1-person show, literally 1-person show. I have not been able to do a lot of things that are part of the 7-day detox, but I did commit to almost, I would say, a 70% mung bean diet. And I did not get in touch with any of the Indian doctors just because I worked incredible hours on the other stuff. And I do all of that with a lot of gusto because I'm turning on people to the book, and we have a culinary event, and it's all around the mung bean soup and the herbs and spices that make even potatoes medicine for our, let food be our medicine. So I'm doing only a section of it, but I'm fully there with the mung beans and I love it. And my system has always been good. I didn't need to change anything major in diet, but I want to say I experimented with something successfully to augment the mung bean eating experience. I choose raw, I mentioned that, and I now found a way to make crackers with the pulp from the juices, and it's the perfect condiment with carbohydrates, and it's dehydrated, so it's raw, and I find it goes very well with the mung beans. So that's
Oh
it.
my gosh. Well, Lenore, that was like a lot. So first of all, I want to know about what you're a one-person show for what type of exhibit?
It's called Let Food Be Your Medicine. I'm a botanical printmaker, and over 40 art pieces are just prints with edible plants, or some we use for beverages, or even herbs and wildcrafted things that grow locally. Very few are tropical, but most of them are local. And it's a way to draw our local population here in town into our already very healthy food infrastructure. But especially yesterday, I met an Indian family and we talked about everything that goes into the mung bean recipe. I gave it to them because I'm handing it out to people. And they said they are familiar with everything except the curmint, the plums. And they had to look it up and they were impressed with that. And they said they eat all of these herbs that we put into the mung bean soup every single day with every meal. So it's
my
really
gosh.
wonderful to talk with people.
It's awesome. So you're doing an exhibit, you're doing it on edible plants, you are an artist, you are sharing the book, you're talking to people, and you're feeling good, your health is
Yeah.
good, and you look incredible. So, and congratulations, and we wish you the very best of luck on your exhibit today.
Thank you.
And we, let's rub our hands together and just send her a blast of love. And thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you're doing, Lenore.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And Dr. Naram is with me a lot. I hear his voice, although I never met him, but from the recordings, I can just hear him. And I'm with you. I love you. I'm with you. And when the time is right, I put some of the images onto Facebook.
Oh, thank you. That'll be awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lenore. Thank you so much for everything. Albert, would you like to share?
Well, I eat mung bean soup every day for the last 2 years, nonstop. It's fantastic. It has all the nutrients one needs for supplements during the day. So it's the best product for anybody in any kind of medical situations, diabetes or high blood pressure. It's a fantastic soup. That's my input. Thank you.
It is. Thank you so much, Albert. Way to go. Way to go.
Thank you.
Linda, would you like to share?
Yes, hi everybody. I'm Linda in Mount Shasta, California. I'm on day 8 of the 28-day detox. I've had a lot of watery emotions this past week, so I gather I'm releasing water to my practitioner says I've been retaining, and I find these bursts of energy. And like our friend Lenora, I too am an artist, and I make and sell my handmade artist greeting cards. If you're interested in finding out more, you can message me privately. I'll send you to a link or two. And
Well, what I love, Linda, is that you said on the call that your skin has stopped itching.
yeah, that was last Friday. That's what got me away from the allopathic approach to severe and persistent asthma. Yeah, albuterol is a very popular asthma med, but I was taking a lot of it last spring, literally inhaling it 3 times a day, and my skin was starting to itch. And the clinic thought I had psoriasis, or among my friends thought I had an autoimmune disease, but I knew it was neither. It was my skin trying to detox all the medicines. That's one of the problems that MD approach to sickness. One person
Excuse
even
me.
called it a sickness care system. I think she was running for president.
Oh, did you say something?
Yeah, Jana, it was me interrupting.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to comment to you, Linda, that
Hi, Joseph.
I had the privilege of being in the MEE group with Linda for the month that we did it recently. And just listening to you, your breathing is markedly more clear, and you're not as constricted. Your asthma is, I can hear it releasing and letting go, and you're moving air more easily and cleanly. So that's just an amazing benefit that you're getting.
Thank you, Joseph. That's my third big miracle of 2022.
Okay.
He was a wonderful mentor, Joseph was. Very gentle, not authoritarian. He worked with us, not at us. Hi,
Thank you.
Joseph, and your wife.
Thank you, and keep going. You sound great.
Oh, yes.
It's
I
awesome.
love being with you.
Anna, I am just connecting with Emily Drew. She's asking me for the link and things. Can you go ahead and continue the conversation and
Okay.
call on Casey?
Okay, Casey, do you want to talk, please?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Casey Bowis, and I'm new. This is the first time that I've joined this Zoom call, but I just wanted to share. I'm going through a life transition where I'm retiring from early, kind of prematurely. Life has kind of thrown me through a loop, but I'm retiring from a career as a first responder with the fire department by way of post-traumatic stress. So my miracle in finding ancient secrets of a master healer was, I'm not going to get into that story, but for me, it's more through mental illness and depression. And I found myself in a position where I didn't want to live anymore. And I was the closest that I've ever been to doing something very regrettable. And in that moment, the voice of my higher self spoke in my ear. And it was the words of Dr. Naram when he said, with every adversity, with every difficult situation or heartbreak comes with it seeds of equal or greater outcome. And in that moment, I was able to shift my mindset and, kind of change the course that I was going. But I also wanted to share that I'm doing the 28-day detox. I have not fully committed to it because I had some traveling this week. But what I did do is I've been doing the mung bean soup, and I dehydrated about 5 days worth to bring with me. And I've just been rehydrating it. So, because I didn't think I'd be able to make it where I went. So I'm just sharing that, like, if you're
What a
ever
great
traveling,
idea.
it dehydrates amazingly well. And then you just add boiling water to it, and it's yeah. So,
Wow.
but I'm doing the detox because through my job, obviously, like, I'm a pretty, healthy person. I eat relatively clean, but I know that through my work, I've been exposed to a lot of toxins in my job as a firefighter, and heavy metals and chemicals and stuff like that. So part of my, purpose in doing the detox is to just heal, mentally and spiritually, and remove some of those mental blocks that the ancient secrets promise also. And so, yeah, that's kind of my just brief introduction and story.
Well,
So
Casey,
yeah.
welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're on the call. I'm so glad you're doing the detox. I'm surprised that for being new on the, that you're so aware. And I also want to say thank you for your service. We so appreciate the first responders and all that they do. And it is a thank. Yes, let's rub our hands together and just send a blast of love and thanks to Casey. And Casey, we just
Thank you.
really
I
wish you,
receive that.
just
Yeah.
really wish you the very best in your new adventure, whatever you choose it to be. And we're glad that you get to share you with us. So thank you. I want to hear more when, like next week, I want to hear how the detox is going, especially with you traveling. This is pretty amazing. So awesome. Thank you. Robin.
Yes, I'm so glad that Lenora did her share, and so I'm glad she's still on here for a bit. I had decided not to do the 7-day detox. Once I started planning, it was first time using an Instapot, and the first batches did not come out good on the mung beans only. Blending it tasted horrible, and I'm like, oh God, I can't give this to people. And I'm house sitting where I'm getting to connect with a lot of people. And so that was one of the most important things I wanted to be doing, is to give mung bean soup to everybody who came over and learned about what I'm doing as a health and longevity coach. So I decided, and then I had a potluck, and I'm like, I don't want to come off the detox and go to a potluck right there. So I decided I would eat solid foods and make sure I'm learning how to make the mung bean soup so it tastes good with vegetables, so I can give it to people. And I had successfully had mung bean soup, sometimes every meal, sometimes just 1 or 2 meals in a day. I've given it to quite a few people. I gave away a book to a couple that was really happy because they had the mung bean soup at the potluck, and the wife, who is very introverted, came because it was her husband's birthday celebration. And she came over to me and she says, I've just gone plant-based and I really like your soup. What is that? Is that lentils? I said, it's mung beans. And we started talking. And so she wanted to learn more. So they came over to the house and learned about a bunch of stuff. But it's really, when we have any chance to do at least a section a little more than we have been doing, then I recognize, then we get to see a benefit. We do more sharing. It's a wonderful conversation starter when people are like, what is that soup? It's really good. And to find out that it's healthy, it can help her lose weight and stuff. It's really been fun sharing it with people. And so I just wanted to share. Thank you, Lenore. And I love your art creating, the education that our food can be our medicine. I think that's amazing.
Robin, thank you so much. You said something in there and I wanted to capture it and I don't remember what it was, but it was something about the benefit of what you get from when you share. Do you remember what that was?
Well, I think it winds up being because as a health and longevity coach, I'm always trying to find what is the thing that people will actually do. And one of the reasons I decided it was very important to be sharing in this time, not just I'm doing a detox, you might want to do it someday, but I wanted to give them a visceral experience of something that they might want to incorporate into their life as the one easy change. And even if they start making mung bean soup once a week and get used to the tastes, you know, which are not normal in your average American diet, and they get their kids on it, you know, it's a start. And one of the things that I believe is it's important to be able to make change by choice before you have to make change because you have to. Because my mom became chemically sensitive and she had to go all organic like immediately, and it was really hard on the whole family. And so I decided 30 years ago, I need to be proactive and make changes as I can and I want to, so that I never get in that really bad health position. So that's my whole focus.
That's so
is how
amazing.
can, you know, and then eventually, yes, they want to do the detox, but it's not like, oh, sure, most people are not going to jump into the detox the first week they hear about it, right?
Right.
And so, or they might, and then they have a bad healing, you know, detox experience, and then they never want to do it again. And I've experienced a lot of people doing that. Oh, I didn't like that, I'm not doing it anymore, you know? And
It's
so,
very true. Yeah.
that's one of the things. And then to see people light up, that's part of what I get. When people light up because they have less pain and something's working for them, I love that.
So how many of you guys can hear her passion in her voice and her desire and her drive? I mean, it's like there. She's amazing. And and Robin, I'm going to confess, when you were talking, my mind wandered, but my mind was wandering to this vision. I had this vision of what would happen if Dr. Naram was right here in this Zoom room, listening to Robin speak. And I saw this incredible smile on his face and thought, you know what? She's caught the vision. She understands. She's here to help humanity. She's here to help people through their suffering, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Robin, you're amazing. Thank you so much for your light, for your mission, for your purpose. So appreciate you, and for your service, because you do a lot of service. And Robin is in the PATH program, and she gets it. She's a really good student. She's doing really well. So Robin, thank you.
Thank you. That made me cry, what you said. If Dr. Naram was in the room.
Well, that's where my mind went. That's why I was like, she said something very profound, and I got to remember what it was, but I was on this vision of Dr. Naram being right here in this room. And you think about it, each one of you here, what if Dr. Naram just showed up in the Zoom room? You know, each one of you guys are making a huge difference. No, I mean, especially in your own life, that radiates out into other people's lives as well. And it's incredible. The things that I heard, and I say thank you, Luke and Belle and Nehemiah. I see your hands. On the call on Friday, Elena's back pain for 7 days, 6 days actually, her back pain that she had for over 2 months was gone. We had Anthony lost 15 pounds in like 6 days. And he used to be popping pain pills like Skittles, is what he said. And he wasn't popping pain pills anymore. We also had Jane had lost weight. She'd lost the 5 pounds that she had gained a little bit. And her pain, she wasn't afraid to tackle the stairs, walking up and down the stairs. She had more energy and more focus. And then we had Helen from Switzerland. She just was like, I have felt this vibration in my body and I don't know what it is. It feels amazing. She says, I feel so alive. And this was, 6 days on mung bean soup, on the detox, taking the supplements. And the doctor had said that it was like when you are, when you sit on your leg a certain way and it feels like it's asleep, because it's blocking the circulation. And then all of a sudden the circulation is opened and this burst of energy is just vibrating through her body. But she says it was the most incredible experience that she's been feeling. And, these stories are not uncommon. And a lot of times we hear these stories, or you even experience them, just like Linda. I had to remind Linda that she had said on the call that her skin had stopped itching. I mean, she might not have gotten to that point quite yet, but I agree with Joseph. Linda's focus seems to be there, and her breathing is not as labored as it was. I mean, these are miraculous things, you guys. This is so cool. I think we should celebrate. Carol, will you help us celebrate with your joy? Oh, you're muted.
I'm so sorry. We're gonna do a little, it's not a mantra. That's not the right word. It's a marma. And it's done with your index finger touching your thumbs. And you press that 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see Jana's high bata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm always that way. I always do like 6 of hers to her 1.
And then the fun part is, imagine that these are castanets, da, 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 and you can just do joy, 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 joy.
Oh, I love it. Ooh, I love it. So fun. Oh, I love the shares. I tell everybody, I want to talk to as many people on these calls as possible, because it's you guys that make these calls great. And I also know that we also have some programs, we've got people scheduled that we need to keep to the schedule. So I do see the hands up, and I will get to you. But right now, Jerem, will you share the mantra that we've got?
I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, so mantras are these wonderful healing devices that have been passed to us by the lineage of ancient secrets, the Seva Veda lineage. I always get a little fluxed with that. Anyway, our dear friend Vinod has put a musical background with this wonderful mantra, and this is the world premiere, which is very exciting. So Vinod, are you there and ready to share the mantra with us?
You know what? I think that was my part, and I'm not sure that it's working on my side. Let me just double check. Hold on.
Is it working? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. This is the mantra Om Sahana Bhavatu. It's the name of an ancient Sanskrit mantra commonly recited as devotional prayer.
Jonathan. So sorry. Go ahead.
Originally found in Krishna Yajurveda Taittiriya Upanishad, it is often chanted at the start of the study of meeting, at the beginning of anything you study. The name of this mantra is derived from several Sanskrit terms. Om is considered to be the primal sound of the universe and a symbol of universal consciousness. Here, Saha means together. Now means both. And Avatu can be translated as may he protect us. As such, this mantra calls upon protection from divine universal consciousness. Additionally, it is considered to be a Shanti mantra. In order to enhance the power of this mantra, it should be repeated in full at least 3 times. And I think Jonathan is ready. Here we go. To repeat 3 times, I will also put it in chat.
Are you ready for me to play it, Vinod?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Jonathan. It was amazing. Thank you so much, Vinod.
So beautiful, Vinod.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Love
Jana.
hearing your daughter as well. Both of you guys sound so beautiful together. Thank you so much for sharing and for your hard work on that.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you.
Mm.
I'm still feeling it. Feels so good. Susan and Joseph. Oh, yes. Let's rub our hands together and send Vinod a blast of love, of appreciation. Thank you. Joseph and Susan, would you like to share? I've been waiting all week to hear why 6.
Okay, this is the great teaser from last week about the marma and why 6. And I just want to say it took me on a wonderful journey where my sources are Mr. Vinay and Krishna and Dr. Smita and Suyogi. So they were so available and so excited to share and incredibly supportive of our community. So it was really fun. Well, apparently in the sacred text, 6 is a sacred number which penetrates deeply into the subconscious mind. So the masters found that there's a click in our brain, which connects us to the Ananda Maya kosha, which that's the bliss body, or the place where consciousness and energy intermingle. So that just gets it right in. And so there are, and then more incredible things, there are 6 beats in a healthy pulse. There are 6 instruments in Siddha Veda, which you all probably know, I won't repeat them. Krishna talked about the 6 chakras of our physical body, even though there are 7 chakras, the crown chakra isn't in the physical body, but our body has 6 chakras. And then Carol Carol Ray was also a contributor. She made the great point. The world was formed in 6 days. And number 6 in numerology equals perfection and completion. And so one of the things that was added is that we should do our marmas 6 sets of 6, which are 36 points, 36 presses, at least once a day, minimum once a day. But that 6 is really a sacred and very auspicious number. It's now my favorite number. So that's my share about 6. That's the reveal.
And when I heard her just say the part about the intersection of subconscious and conscious, and that the marmas are described as subtle energy points that go directly to your subconscious. So it's not necessarily an intellectual or a thought process, not in your conscious mind or brain, but it's a direct stimulation and connection and release dealing with your subconscious.
There we go. So we'll do a few marmas together right now. And I wanted to start my contribution before I pass it on. I'd like us to do the, well, first, of course, I'd like us all to give ourselves a hug. Just give yourself a hug because we're all here, and self-love is the best medicine anyone could ever give themselves. So just so much gratitude, so much atta girl, atta boy that we're here and we're together and we're learning these incredible things. Okay, so the marma for releasing anxiety, you put your left hand behind your head, and then this is the releasing anxiety point right between your nose and your lip. And so you do this with breath, and you press in as you inhale, and then you release the back of your hand and you exhale and you remove your finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm so grateful to be free from any anxiety, which isn't for my highest and best. So you would do that 6 times, but we won't do that now because there's a time limit. So I'll now turn it over to Joseph and then Jerem, and we'll complete our marma section. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is one that I would like to pass along from actually yesterday. It was not new, but a reminder which came back to us. We were talking about the heart yesterday. So, we've all done the one where you encase the left thumb in the right hand and you create a heart and you pump it this way. Well, there is another one for the heart, and this one is called Vayu, and it's about wind, or it has to do with Vata. So what I'm getting more and more impressed with all of this is that the Vata tends to be one of the most aggravating energies that comes about. And as the Vata gets aggravated or activated, it starts to rise up. And as it passes through our hearts, it can cause irregularities in the beat. So this marma is another heart marma, but it's specifically more directed at the Vata energy, and it's to bring the Vata back down. It's to settle things down. So it can be done with both hands. Now, it may seem a little tricky or complicated, but actually after you do it a few times, it works. So you take your long and index finger, these 2 fingers, and you bend them down into your palm. Okay, and then you take your thumb and bring it across the top of those 2 fingers, and then you bring your little finger and ring finger to the tip of your thumb. So you're basically encasing your index and long finger with your thumb and bringing the little and ring fingers over the top. So if you do that on both hands, and then you pump 6 times your little fingers to your thumb. So that is the Vayu marma for the heart, but also for bringing down, literally, physically, and energetically, bringing down your Vata.
This is so good when you are traveling, when you just feel that, when you just feel that energy flowing, or even high blood pressure. If if your heart is starting to race, it is so good to do that marma.
Yeah, I can feel it, like as we're doing it. You just look at this and you focus on it, and I can just feel it, like pump. It just brings it down. It's very calming and settling for me.
That's awesome. I don't mean to interrupt, but Emily Drew is on our call and she has to leave. So I may,
Okay.
Emily, are you ready to go, or do you need a
Yes.
minute?
Yes,
You're
I'm so
ready to
sorry. I
go.
don't mean to rush you. I have to teach a class very, very soon. So
You know what's so exciting is we get to have your music, and then we get to have Jerem's doing his marma afterwards. So
perfect. I'll be a little intermission. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. It's so interesting being on this call without Clint. We all probably miss his energy. But Jana, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you. So this song is called We Are One. That's just the song that kind of came through for today. And I hope you enjoy it. Down
Emily, you've given me goosebumps. It's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Oh, I love singing for you guys, and I love seeing all the faces. Makes me so happy.
I love it. Can you please repeat the chorus again? You were saying there's something bigger than us. Can you repeat those beautiful
The
words?
chorus, we are one piece of something bigger than us. We are one side of the coin. We are one fraction of a starry sky. We are one face inside the crowd. But underneath, we're all hearts that beat. We are one.
Just gave me goosebumps. And then to see everybody's faces, Tina and her guy, and it's so great to see Rosemary with Mary. You know, it just is so fun to see all of these people that I love with your music, Emily. You're so talented. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Sorry I have to hop off. I would love to stay with you guys longer.
Thank you so much.
Soak up
And
this energy.
enjoy your class. She teaches yoga, so
will.
she's on her way.
Thank
We'll
you
see
so
you later.
much, guys.
Jana,
Yes.
were we going to come back to the mantra?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is Marma. Well, so this is perfect, a perfect segue, because the other one that I had wanted to share today is kind of the combination mantra, marma, mudra, which it's not the joy version of the castanets, but it is the I am kind of one with the universe mantra, which is done again with the thumb and index on both fingers. And the mantra is Aham Brahmasmi Om Shrim. And it essentially is that I am the drop of water in the sea of consciousness, and the universe is within me. So it's we are the one piece of everything, as everything is that within us. So it's 6 times Aham Brahmasmi Om Shrim. Aham Brahmasmi Om Shrim. Aham Brahmasmi Om Shrim. Aham Brahmasmi Om Shrim. Aham Brahmasmi Om Shrim.
Beautiful.
And I find myself doing that. Like I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't fall back to sleep. I do that with myself. I imagine I disappear into the universe, and next thing you know, I'm sleeping. Or I do it to myself on walks. I put tunes to it. It's just a very calming way to feel that I'm a part of that which is bigger, and that it's all me and we're all one. So thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you. I noticed that Emily already popped off, but I was thinking of the marmas when she was singing, and I so appreciate that you married the two together, Joseph, because they were beautiful. Yeah. Emily, I know that you're not here, but I just wanted to say thank you. Let's go ahead and give her a blast of love.
Yeah, they weren't finished.
No, they weren't.
I thought it was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and then is Jerem, does he have one for us?
Well, we'll have.
I do.
Jerem, awesome.
I do. And so I can't miss an opportunity to do my favorite marma, which is forgive and let go. To me, it's absolutely transforming. I have felt long-term blockages with forgiving myself and forgiving other people disappear with this marma in very short order. I think it's incredibly powerful, and so it's a wonderful opportunity to share it with you all. So we're going to take the left hand, and the fingers should be all close together. The thumb should be pointing upward. And imagine a red frame in front of your left eye with the person or persons or situation that you would prefer the universe remove from your energy system. And see that person or person in that red frame. And we're going to find a sore spot on the webbed part of the hand there. Just use your index finger and your thumb to press there on both sides. And when you find a spot that's sore, you're in the right place. Okay, so we're going to do this 6 times 6, and I'm going to streamline it since we are with a time constraint today. So we're just going to press this point 6 times, and with the intention of forgiving and letting go of anything that is not of the highest vibration of love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Forgiving and letting go, especially ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Siddha Veda lineage, for this incredible gift.
Anna, I want to hear from you.
From me?
Yes.
I love the marmots. I really enter in when they are doing like that with rhythm, and we enter in really. I was a little bit entering. Okay, so it's my turn to please introduce. It's my turn to introduce Dorothea.
Jerem, are we ready to move on? Or do we have, Jerem, you're muted.
Had another brief one, but we could do it a different time.
If you, I spent way too much time talking to everybody in the very beginning, and I loved every word of, I love hearing with you guys. So thank you so much. We may be able to come back to it at the end. I'm trying to get in touch with the people who are coming on the call to speak, and I'm just not seeing them on the call yet. So sure. Anna, go ahead.
To introduce Dorothea?
You know, I'm not sure that she's on the call.
I'm not sure too. That's why I'm thinking I was looking for her, but I didn't see her name. So, Dorothea, are you there? I don't see her name.
If not, I think Savan is here.
Savan? Yes, so maybe I can start with Savan. Savan, are you there? Where are you, Savan?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Ah, okay. Now I see you. Hello, Savan. So, tell us a little bit about your story, and I think you are involved in the translation of the book. Yes?
Yeah.
Is okay. So, can you tell a little bit about how it was, the meeting with Ancient Secrets, and how you enter in the translation of the book, please?
Yes, sure. So I think I've been involved with probably the book and the group and that for probably about over 3 years now. And you know, it just came out of a surprise. You know, I got into it and I was just, this is something that you know I can read. So basically started reading it, got into the book, started coming on the calls, listening to everybody, started helping with the obviously in the Zoom calls, the 100-day detox, the first detox, the 100-day program we had, then obviously the 28-day detox and so forth. And then the opportunity came by to obviously help translate the book into various languages. And obviously one of the languages was Gujarati and Hindi. Now, obviously, it feels right that at this point in time, and also today, being as it's Pakistan's Independence Day today, India's Independence Day today, tomorrow, that I'm basically sharing my memories with that. And in India, if you think about it, one of the main languages is Sanskrit. So we are blessed as a whole community that were translated through Dr. Naram, through the world, into these various languages, including Gujarati, Hindi, which is obviously spoken in India as well. And we're giving something back. So through the translations, a couple of the miracles that I've seen, one of them are obviously obviously apply in this situation. And the second one is obviously understanding myself more, but also applying Atiti Devo Bhava to myself. And I've also realized that although we are all in this physical body, we are just transiting through and we're actually souls. So, and obviously, life's challenging conditions, which, I'm pleased to say that through Ayurveda, obviously it's come into control. So because it's a genetic condition, it has its ups and downs, but through the Ayurvedic diet, through the Ayurvedic herbs, through being in the group, through your love and support from each and every one of you, I'm managing to keep it under control. Now, obviously, one of the miracles that happened was obviously I had my car accident in 2019, and I used to do a lot of selfless service. And I was just like, right, what can I now do? Because I was out of action. I had the herniated disc, I had back pain, I had a broken wrist, a broken elbow kind of thing. So I couldn't drive, couldn't do much. And I was like, God, please give me a way. At that time, obviously, not only did the translation come about of the book, but I also had another charity that I'm involved with, which is Go Dharmic, which we feel whatever. I was going into the websites, looking at all the literature to see that all the campaigns that we have match what the descriptions were. So that came into service as well. So, so a lot of translation, a lot of understanding, a lot of patience I've learned from that book as well. Again, doing with the murmurs as well, again, the forgive and forget murmur. I managed to let a lot go from my past lives, from all the hurt and experience. And I've seen those situations in a different light, and I've actually learned to appreciate. And sometimes when I look at those situations now, these days, I can see in a different form, and I can see where the other person was coming from. And what I've also learned that it's sometimes cleaning the karmic debt that we have and allowing us to learn deeper, heal itself. In talking about Atmiyata, obviously, again, in relation to my car, it's coming up to 3 years. There is no settlement in process at the moment because the solicitors haven't done what they meant to do.
So Sivan,
Sorry, Jane,
I'm going to jump in here because you said an awful lot. And the connection is just a little bit choppy in some places, but what you just said was pretty amazing. So first of all, Sivan has been with our community for since the very beginning. He has been over to Adi Shakti multiple times. This man has got the largest heart of almost anybody that I know. He gives every single day of his life. He's always looking. It's like service runs through his veins. It is his life force. It's in his blood. So he does serve in our community as well as he serves in another community where he helps feed, people who are hungry, in the UK. He's truly amazing. But he has been through some challenges. He's been through a very severe car accident, which stopped him from working for multiple months. And it really affected him, not only physically, but, spiritually. He couldn't do his service. It runs through his blood. He couldn't go to work. He wasn't bringing in the money that he needed. It really affected him. And there's some frustration and anger towards the situation, towards the responsible parties communicating and not getting it resolved and settled, and, and him not being able to be healed. And So for him to say that this book has really created a lot of healing for him, he's not joking. It's the concept of Atmiyata is to treat the other person, no matter how you are being treated, as if they are the divine. And the Atmiyata is to be able to see the gift in whatever circumstance is facing you, or what it's called the unexpected guest, whatever unexpected guest, whether that be a situation, whether that be a person, whether that be an emotion, all of those, you know, to treat those things that come up as if they're the divine. So Sivan, I think I lost my train of thought of what I wanted to share, but I admire you. And I want people to really understand that what you're saying has really great depth and meaning. So I'm going to let you take over.
Thank you very much, Jana. What I would like to say towards the end, because I know we are time precious. At the moment, I'm also involved in the 1,000 book project. 1,008 book project is a concept where we invite you as the readers, as members of the community, to gift a book to somebody you love, whether that's your friends, your family members, even strangers, or whether you leave the book in a park bench, in a library, etc., and say, please pick me up, read this, and see the transformation that it has to you.
So Sivan, tell me what you have seen with this project that you're
to
leading.
share the photos of you gifting the book. Sorry, Jana.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. So what we would like you to do is obviously share the photos of the book of obviously you gifting, but then also let us follow in goals that you see how people's lives have been transformed, and let us be the platform to bring change into the lives of others and to help them on their healing journey as well as help ourselves. Thank you, Jana, for the opportunity.
We so appreciate you. Does anybody have any experience with Sivan that they would like to share? Yes, Nehemiah. Oh, Nehemiah, you're muted. Oh. Nehemiah, for some reason it's not coming off mute.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
I hit on the wrong button, sorry. Okay, and I look very vague in my studio, in my gong studio, but what can I do? Camera. So my appreciation, first of all, I want to appreciate India, Mother India, the two people who represent Mother India. It's strange for me, I was born in Mother Israel, on Jerusalem, on a mountain between Israel and the other nations, which is what I do in my life, to appreciate Mother India, because in Mother India, I had my second birth, my spiritual birth. So you brought me back, Mother India, Vinod, and the next person I can't pronounce your name. So thank you. Marma was introduced me just recently, even though Dr. Naram did it, but he did it mostly, when I met him, did it mostly to other people. He didn't teach me so much how to do it. So I never did it until now. So when I start to do it, and I do energy healing for close to 50 years, starting from martial arts and so on. So nothing worked, and Carol introduced it to me and to a woman I adopted as a young sister who needed a lot of help. And the change that I've seen in me and in her in one session from Carol was something I haven't seen in any other energy modalities. And then yesterday, when I did my last check about my fast, which I'm starting actually only today, with my health counselor who encouraged me to come back to Ayushakti and peace, he told me that also for him, who is doing Ayurveda for a long time, Marma has been the strongest healing modality he ever used. So that's for that. Now, one thing I want to say to Casey, because I raised my hand because of you, Casey, originally. We have worked through Dr. Naram with firemen and with other responders since 9/11 with great success with thousands. And regretfully, for some reason, we stopped using Dr. Noam product and we use another great Ayurvedic, Dr. Vasant Lad, whatever reason. So don't use ours, which is a cost price. Ask Smita and Ayushakti to give you the product that can help you to clean the emotions and to clean also if you have some toxin in your body from all this year. I don't know, you look too young to have been in 9/11, but your job have a lot of toxin in it anyway. And later on, we'll come back to Ayushakti. We'll have to work on the procedure and we'll distribute, God willing, Ayushakti products. So I said, don't come to us.
Nehemiah, are you speaking to Casey, who was, oh, okay, to Casey, who was on the call. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I just wanted
to because he is very correct. Casey, you're a very courageous person, and to face and to be so vulnerable and acknowledge your emotional issues. And Dr. Naram and Dr. Smith and Naram, they develop things that can help you. And I respect all Ayurvedic people, including Vasant Ladvi so much. But Siddhya Vedya is very powerful, more powerful in our experience, you know. So that's what I want to share and to say that everyone that shared here touched my heart so much. So thank you. I have one question I forgot about my fast. I'm just starting today because I had my consultation, how everything fit with what I've been doing so far. When I'm doing the 6 days, should I take still the same tea? Because the tea is not mentioned, or any other kind of health tea is good. Or these teas are special and used with the monk being and creature, whatever I'm using. Any advice on that?
Nehemiah, could you repeat the question there at the end? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's using your write-out. That wasn't completely clear, your write-out. I'm doing now, I finished first day, and I'm going to do the 6 days, whatever I do in the next 2 stages. So you mentioned beverage and that you can use other beverage, and you mentioned smoothies that I won't have time to do. So my question is it preferable that I use the same tea for the 6 days, the same tea that you mentioned for the first day, or any herbal tea, good herbal tea that I'm using usually will be as good?
And you're using the CCF, the cumin, coriander, and fennel?
Yes, I created my own. Yeah.
Now that's safe to use throughout the whole thing. It's fine to change it up. You can do ginger water if you'd like, you know, alternates, but I can reach out to you personally too, and we can see what we can do if there's another question on that. But thank you for your share.
I'm so happy that I talked because now I live here. I missed you for too long.
I just want to say how much gratitude I have for Sivan, who you'd ask if anybody has other experiences with Sivan, and you know, throughout these couple of years, he's just been that person that if something needs to be done, he's got that gracious heart that he will give 100%, and he exemplifies unconditional love. So thank you, Sivan. Thank you, Nehemiah, for your share.
Yes, Deborah. Sivan, I'm so glad you came back on the call. I know that your friend is there. Deborah.
Oh, I just wanted to express my gratitude to Sivan because with his input on the WhatsApp chats, he encouraged me along the way in the 100-day course, and I think it was a 30-day that I was in. And because of his responses to my inquiries and his encouragement, I was able to look at myself differently and go forward in all the things that were being offered, because the self-doubt and stuff, he just encouraged me so much. That's why I'm in the 3-year training program, because of all the support and things that he said to me in the chats. And I just really appreciated that very much. And I've never had a chance to thank him for that, but I'm thanking him now.
Deborah, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And I know that there were so many other people during the original 100-day program that really leaned on Sivan a lot. There were a lot of people that were struggling with technology. He just reached out automatically and just jumped right in and supported them and helped them. My dogs are excited. They're saying, yay, Sivan. Sivan, you are such an amazing person. I want to hear more about you. You know, what goes through your mind when you are serving? What is in your heart every single day?
So in terms of serving, let's start with the translation project. Now, as we know that, when we're translating from English to any other language, the chances are that, either the words are not right, or the sentences, they're not mixed together, or the effect that we want to have to say what we're trying to say will not match. And it's so easy, it's been done into Google Translate. And although I get languages right, but what I'm trying to say does not come out. So you have to dig deeper. I used to take the dictionaries, English to Gujarati dictionary, English to Hindi dictionaries, and say that, is this the right word? Or can I change words to try and make it more effective? Obviously, that has come through as well. Because dictionary was one thing, but when you read it back, when you proofread it back, it's when you think, okay, hang on, there is another angle to this. And you kind of, I will not say you find flaws, but you just find a deeper understanding or a deeper concept and appreciation of what is being shared. So in terms of obviously the other seva that I do, compared to any seva, whether it's kind of on the schools, whether it's being on the backhand, kind of obviously during the first 100 days course, coming home at 10 o'clock, calling people in USA, going to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning UK time, obviously because of the time difference, but being on their support. And I think what goes to my mind in everything that I do is how can I the utmost love and compassion that it deserves? Because sometimes what I found is we either need that love, that comfort, or we just need knowing somebody there, that reassurance that somebody is there to have my back. And again, if you take the mermaid example, we so I sitting at home, and all it takes is just sitting at home, watching TV or whatever, kind of doing the murmurs, or while diving or whatever, sitting, and it gives you that time to self-respect yourself. And you know you're inspiring by doing that, because sometimes you do a murmur, they'll say, what were you doing there? And they, if you constantly do it, they may think, what is he doing? They may see a change in you, and they will want to know more. Then you obviously start with small steps. You give them a murmur, or you say about the mung soup, about the health benefits, and then you give them the option to try. You give them the support, and you see the changes, and then they may be willing to learn more. So small is very hard, very difficult to do day in, day out. But I think obviously, along with you, Jana, along with you, Kel, along with you, Jonathan, whatever, everything that you gave comes from deep within, knowing that you have the power and the ability, and you want to inspire others and enrich the life of others. Even though we do not get any reward for it, we do it out of the self-love, the self-care, and the appreciation that we know that we've made somebody smile or made their day for the 5 minutes or whatever that we've interacted.
It's so incredible what you just said, and what goes through your mind every day should be on t-shirts or on posters or on walls, saying, my gosh, Savan, your heart is just so pure. And again, my mind was taken away to a time where Savan will just call me every once in a while and check in on me. And I happened to be in the grocery store, and the tornado alarms were going off. Well, I was raised in Utah. They don't have tornadoes. And so here I am in Georgia, and the tornado alarms are going off in the grocery store, and I am freaking out. And he called me, and just talking to him helped me calm down. And it just gave me a sense of groundedness so that I could get my head about myself, to get, to where I needed to be so that I could feel safe. But that is what he does, is he serves, and he's always looking for, like you said, how can I help people? How can I love them? And I wish I could grasp the words exactly. And when I get the replay, I'm going to go back through, because I think it needs to be on a t-shirt. It's incredible. That thought, it should be a mantra.
Thank you. And I just said that obviously, while I've been sharing my story, one thought that's come to my mind is obviously this. As I share with others, I grow, I learn, and I be the best that I can be. And what that obviously means to me is that by sharing my knowledge, I'm not only refreshing myself, I'm seeing that knowledge from a different perspective, and it could be a refresher. Me, can I make it effective? So that is where the growing comes in, the learning comes in, and obviously being the best you can be. Because at that point, you're not judging yourself. You're doing what feels right. And I think, for that, if there's something that you take away from today, it's just be the best you can be for yourself.
Be
Thank you,
the best you
Jaina.
can
Thank
be
you.
for yourself. Be the best you can be for yourself. Bridget, will you put that in the chat? Be the best you can be for yourself. It's amazing. Such a great mantra. Susie, did you have something to say real quick?
Yes, Savannah, you need to write a book about your experience and how you live Seva. That's really important. Your sharing is very important for today's world.
It's beautiful.
So please consider it.
I will consider it. And on that note, I would love to, I have to say goodbye to you because my friend whose laptop I'm using, because my battery is dead, has to go to work. So namaste, each and every one of you. Thank you for
Savan.
being
Thank you so
the
much.
amazing individual souls you are. I love you. I'm with you.
Thank
We
you,
love
Savan.
you. We're with you.
Happy Independence Day, Savan.
Thank you very much.
I love you
Om
and I'm with you.
Shanti, Shanti.
I am so full of love. I think I'm feeling what Helen felt with being on the mung bean soup, this feeling of vibration all through my body of love and appreciation. It's amazing. Monica, beautiful Monica, thank you so much for helping me out.
Of course. Jaina, thank you. You always do everything with like such a heart full of love, and I feel it all the time. And I wanted to say that it's such a blessing to be here, to see all of you, to be part of this community. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things about the Ancient Secrets, how it's brought us together and how our community continues to grow. I wanted to say that Savan, thank you so much. He is such an example of giving without expecting anything in return. And when I joined the Ancient Secrets community, I really wanted to be a part of the translation project for the book in Spanish. And I remember I kept on getting this response saying like, no, we already have enough translators. And, I really wanted to volunteer and do service. And eventually I became Dr. Clint's assistant. And as part of my responsibilities, I oversee the translation project. And I eventually ended up being on the Spanish translation team as well, proofreading and editing the book. But this team was so amazing. They met to review every single chapter on Zoom all together every single week. And what was so beautiful is that each person on the team is from a different country, and Spanish is spoken differently, in different countries. So they would read the chapters in English, translate them into Spanish, and play with the words so that it would be understood by everyone in these Spanish-speaking countries. And Elena was one of our Spanish translators, and she's so amazing. She's always also readily available to translate anything. She's translated part of the book. She's translated material from the Miracle Experiment. She's translated bonus material, and I just want to welcome her and ask her to share also her experience and the miracles that she has experienced through this translation. So, hola, Elena.
Hola, Mónica. Gracias por tus palabras. Thank you very much for your words. I am so honored to be here today. Thank you, Jaina, for inviting me and putting this together. giving me this chance and opportunity to share a little bit of what I went through personally and collectively with my very, 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 very good friends in the translation team. So everybody can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. And I can only imagine how the people where you're reading the book out loud and connecting and really dissecting every single word, that not only what an incredible experience that it would be, but also the friendships and because you understand people's personalities when you're going to that depth. And so I'm sure they became even deeper friends as you went through this process. So would love to hear.
Exactly. Well, I would, if I can title this experience, I can title it like the universal love. And I do not mean universal in terms of geographic locations. We were in different parts of the world, actually. But I will explain what it means to me in a minute. So as Monica said brilliantly, the language, Spanish language, is not spoken the same way in different countries, such as in Latin America, including South America. Different countries in South America, they have different words for different meanings. And also we have the Spanish from Spain. And oops, sorry. Okay, the back left. So it was a little of a challenge for us. Now I have to say that I came into this project as a proofreader. The book was already translated by Diego and his mom. And I found that just as in itself a miracle. They just voluntarily started the translation of the book because they felt what we all felt, Monica included, the desire to have this book get to so many hands and so many readers, Spanish speaker who might not understand English, so they can benefit of this rich content, valuable content that creates miracles in lives. So I was part of that team. Diego, who was the original translator, was part of that team. Amazing guy. I love Diego. And it was such a wonderful work because we had to go from word to word from the very beginning. And we took our time to follow what we thought it was the best we can do for a wonderful outcome, which is pursue excellence in what we were doing. There were no quantifiable rewards, correct? But it was an enormous rewards in terms of that intangible, which is the most important one that we can get in life, which is understanding the scope of this project, knowing that it's going to get to so many eyes in the world who would benefit from this amazing, spectacular, brilliant book. When I came to this project, I already met Dr. Clint, and that itself was a miracle. As many of us probably have seen Dr. Clint for the first time in a TED Talk. That was my case. And I was so waiting to meet him in person. I read the book in English. I think it's 3 years ago when the first edition came out. And Monica, well, I saw the post of one day here in I live in Southern California, and he was having a pulse clinic. And that morning I wrote, I wanted to be included in the, as a patient, right? Monica answer is full. It's totally booked. I said, oh my God, okay, I know I'm going to meet him. And that was my very first miracle, because Monica sent me an email. There is a cancellation, there is an opening in about an hour. Oh, I mean, I jumped. It was an hour away. I drove, I met him. And when I say universal love, that's what I felt when I met him. And he understood that completely. And he felt that enormous joy created in that moment. A love that transcended any concept that we have ever had of what love means. New dimension, I don't know how to say it, but it's the same love that we had in this group via Zoom every week. And I would like to highlight some people from my group. There were so many, a group that they were so interested in contributing to this project, but logistically, or they couldn't continue every week with us, although they were very good contributors. So we ended up being 4 of us who met every week: Karen, Fatima, Diego, and myself. And Abad was contributing as he could. I mean, he was attending the Zoom calls with a baby in his arms. And he made his best effort to continue, but we understood that he couldn't. And then Michelle, also a great person on the East Coast. She couldn't, she was busy. So anyways, the 4 of us continued. So I was so surprised to see Karen, an English speaker girl, not a Spanish native speaker. And she wanted to help because she learned Spanish. And you have no idea how much she contributed to this project. So I was amazed for her love. And when at the beginning I said that I met Dr. Clint, and I think at the moment I started this project, working with this group, none of them had met Clint yet. I think Diego did already. Some of them didn't have the book. So that tells me what is the wonders of this book that raised this desire to serve and to love with no expectation of any rewards in return. So we were volunteering from different countries. I'm in California. Fatima was in Finland. Diego was in Spain. Karen was first in the East Coast, and then she moved to the West Coast. It was just an amazing experience. At the beginning, we were a little shy, you know, we didn't know each other. We didn't know how the other person would react if we correct a word or give us our opinion. And it was so easy how that small challenge was overcome. Because each one of us recognized immediately, and that was a small miracle, right? Recognized immediately the talents of each one of us. And we had different talents that we used towards this project. So what is the result of that? Harmony. We were enjoying the harmony amongst us. And that was created, and it was a result of these joyful moments, serving, knowing that this book will get to the hands of as many as Spanish speakers in the world. And I have no idea, and I'm pretty sure that there is a compound effect on how this book is getting to those hands. Because once you read it, once you get it and you read it, you want to share it. So I hope that it's getting to many, many hands. We are eager and we're hungry for more projects, and we're happy. I mean, I had a chance, the opportunity. I asked Dr. Clint, I wanted to contribute a little more. So Monica sent me the Unstoppable video from Dr. Naram. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was great. So that itself is a meditation piece we should all practice every morning. Then I have some notes here.
I have to jump in here because what you've said is so amazing. So yes, the Unstoppable track is amazing and it's so great to do every single morning. But you said something about the translating. You said that every single person brought something unique to the project, and that I mean, that right there, I mean, you can take that comment, I mean, because you can see the value of that to the book. So somebody may have been more, okay, more aware emotionally, or somebody may be more aware of the structure of the sentences, or somebody may, more logically. I mean, so just the collective of the group makes a huge difference, and everybody's coming from someplace unique. And you know what? That's how I see this group. Every single person in this group is unique. Every single person comes with their own set of skills and their own personality, and it's needed and it's valuable and it's worthwhile. And on one of the calls, I was talking about how we are like Dr. Naram's mung bean soup. The mung bean soup never is the same. And every time we mix it, it tastes different and it's delicious. And that's the way that our group is the mixture of people every single time is unique and delicious. So every translation group is different and unique, and their purpose is incredible. Elena, keep going. I want to hear more.
Thank you, Jana. Yeah, that's true. Different talents. So, for example, punctuations, right? Karen, you're the expert in punctuations. Do you think this is okay? Should we go this way? Is there a comma? Or should we put a comma after the question mark? In Spanish is different than in English, right? Does it apply here? So we were calling each one of us, and it was such a joyful moment. We were looking forward to those calls at 9 a.m. Pacific time every week. Monday, we start Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Because we were just analyzing each word, and I'm pretty sure there might still some small things that we didn't catch, but that is okay. That is okay. They would understand every single word that they read and the context, obviously. So it was a joyful moment. The small miracles that happened inside me was this awareness of how working towards a common goal can change your perspective of what love means, or the stereotype of what we had during our life, or what love means and the categories, right? So we have the fraternal love, the maternal love, parental love, that love with our friends that we make as we go through this life. But when you work in a project such as this, that the main purpose is spreading love through knowledge, through a lineage, then there is a new dimension of love. And that's what I refer to universal love as a title I would like to give to my experience in this project. And that was just an amazing experience. And if you allow me, Jana, can I share a karma? Sorry, not a karma. What I'm talking about. I got so excited. A marma.
You sound like me. I'm laughing over here. You share a marma, you share a karma, you can share whatever you like.
Oh my God, no karma.
I love listening to your voice. Doesn't she have a beautiful voice? I love the way she tells us stories. I want to hear more from you, Elena.
I still have my accent.
I love it.
Elena, before you share Marma, can I ask one thing? I was listening about the translation. I was thinking if when you are translating the book, if you felt like I can imagine that it happens. That is, you enter more in the each words, you enter more in the stories, because when we read the book, we enter in the stories, the way the book is written. But I was imagining if a person is translating, maybe the person enters more in the story. There are more transference of what is in the book through you. It's true that I was feeling it's like that, Elena.
It's absolutely right. You are absolutely correct. Yes, as we read the book, and we all read the book previously to our experience, but as you read it again as a proofreader, an editor, then you come across different angles of the book, right? And new angles that come up in front of your eyes. And then we stopped and actually commented on that. Oh, look at these, how it could help. Oh my God, have you done the moon soup? Yeah, I did a 100 days experience. I did the cleansing also 30 days. So it was a lot to share, yes, because you read, for example, the first chapter of the book with a little girl who was raised up, recovered from death, pretty much, right? From the coma. That was an amazing story that as we work on proofreading that section, we stopped to comment that. So those are also learning experiences and retouching those points, those powerful points written in that book as Clint's experience.
Yes, I can imagine that you enter in another way, because you enter more inside the book, because you need to tell the story in another language. So it's a fusion. Yes, interesting.
Correct. Okay, so I would like to share a marma, if I can. And it's going to be a combination, of course, of a beautiful marma that Susan and her husband shared earlier. So it happened to me. I have high blood pressure. And one night I felt the high blood pressure coming up, the blood pressure coming up. So I measured my blood pressure and it was like 180 over 130. Both of them were too high. So my husband told me, should we go to the ER? No, we were in the middle of the pandemic. No way. Okay, bring me my book, please. So I went downstairs. I sat in a yoga position and got my book. I remember, of course, that passage. And I think it was before the project, or we were in the middle of the project. So I opened the page and I said, could you please bring me my ghee? Bring me the ghee. And this is what I did. So Dr. Naram said, when you have high blood pressure, you can lower it by doing this. So ghee here on the top of your head, ghee on your navel, and ghee on the soles of your feet. So I followed and I did that. I tried to relax and I started doing what you just showed. This marma, right, 6 times. And then with the ghee on these 2 fingers, do the, are those these 2 fingers, Susan? Yes, okay. So do the circle here 6 times and pressing and releasing, and 6 times doing that, right? With your breathing, 30 minutes after I dive on this marma point, of course, I measured my blood pressure and it went down to 120 over 78. So that tells us that we're in charge of our well-being. We are, and we have the power to do it. And we have the authority to do it for our bodies and for our minds. And also, you know, it helps, at the end of the day, help with your relationship with everyone else. And so that was my experience. And every time, and I share these marmas with my friends. So when they get anxious, do this. And so that was my experience that I did I prove it to myself that I have the power to take control of my health. And the moon soup, yes, that is a miracle itself. I did that 30 days. I got to the 30 days like this, right? Like, the last 100 meters of sprint, but I did it and I felt so proud of myself. And I felt it in my body and I felt it in my mind. I have 2 back surgeries. I have a nerve damage on my right leg that when it gets aggravated at night, it's a nightmare because I cannot sleep, but not anymore. Because when I did the moon soup, I felt it in my body that it was healing, and this the detox effect. And my mind was clear when I woke up. I was ready to work and think and process everything that I had to go through during the day. So that itself is also a miracle.
Oh
And
my gosh, you just said that you had 2 back surgeries and that you have pain in your legs, and that the soup and the changes that you've made as a result of, this has made it so that you're not in pain anymore. Is that right?
Exactly. And then I learned what I said about the authority on your body. That is so true, because I learned how to manage that pain. So the pain, although it's in your body, is not yours. It shouldn't be yours. So then, okay, so you kind of, okay, the pain is there. Sometimes it comes. Last night I started to get it, but immediately, because I know how to control it, then it goes away. It goes away with no medication, because I don't like the painkillers. I need to get back to my moon soup again. I did it last week for a couple of days, 3 days, and instantly I feel the results, the effect in my body. So
you said something very, very important that I feel very important. That is, you have the power to take control of your health. I think this is the something that is really with the Siddha Veda. It's really something that it makes a lot of sense to me. That is, we have the tools to really choose and take control of our body, our health, our mind, and really learn about ourselves, our body, our mind, and deal with that. And has the tools to deal with that. I think this that you said, it's really very important, and it gives you the authority, like you said. It's so this is the most important part for the healing process, is to feel the power inside, the inner power, to feel the inner authority. And this is the radiant energy comes with that. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's so true. I was just thinking about, the detox, and I was thinking about how so many of us, when we're going through a challenge, we're turning to somebody to give us permission or to take care of our body. And this is kind of an overall, I mean, day 7 is very, very difficult. And as, and this does tie into your comment, Elena. But I was sitting there thinking, it's really amazing how in Western medicine, at least in my world, I turned over my power to the medical society. I wanted the doctor to tell me what to do, how to do it. I wanted them to fix it for me. I gave them my accountability. I was not responsible for me. I wanted them to be responsible for me. And as we were going through this detox, and I was seeing how everybody is so unique and different, and how it is so important that we take our own accountability, our own responsibility, our own power. You know, there's a little hint of like a fear, you know, it's like shifting from making, you know, I want somebody else to be responsible for me. And then to, can I be responsible for myself? To, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Being responsible for myself is the greatest feeling and the strongest empowerment that we have. So Lena, what you're talking about, and even what Anna was talking about as well, with the power it exists inside of us, it's absolutely incredible. And I think that's why we're here. The majority of us have been through that gamut of, you know, looking to somebody else or looking to something outside of ourselves for healing, and it just doesn't work. But Elena, thank you. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Elena?
Well, just thank you very much for this opportunity. This book is a guideline, actually. It's a very simple to follow guideline for a well-being, to live a healthy life, a happy life. When we're healthy, we're happy, and we can share that with others that are suffering. So it's a very simple guide to follow. Everything is in that book, and I'm looking forward for the second book.
Exactly. You bring another point. You know, I was listening to something, I don't remember, but they were talking about how 90% of people never get through the first chapter of a book. That's high. For me, I have made it a point that if I start a book, I will finish it. If I start a book and I don't like it, I won't finish it. But if I start a book, because I know the value of it, I will finish it. But you think about these translators and how they've been through that book time and time and time again, and they've been through every single word. It's absolutely incredible. If you have not read the book, if you're one of those 90% of the people in this community that has not read the book, I challenge you to read this book. It really is life-changing on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And then again, give it as a gift. It's a beautiful gift to be able to give and for people to have. And I challenge you there. Susie. Oh, you're muted.
Yep, on that note, starting with this journey, one of my life lessons, and I'm going to do the short version because I'm 56, is that at 5, my mom and I were in a horrible car accident. And within a year, my mom got really sick. And because of the accident, she hit her main brain nerve center and got really sick. And it was emotional based because of all the trauma that she had experienced in her life. And at 5 years old, I came to the very adult realization that I had to save my mommy to save myself. And she was clinically depressed till I was 12, undiagnosed. And fast forward through my whole life, every relationship I built is on that. And the help of this book and my videos and the unconditional love that happens here in this group and through life experience, that I can't heal anybody through, I can't heal myself through others, which is the opposite of surrendering yourself to doctors and having them heal you. So that's the other side of the coin, is that you can't heal yourself through others. You can only heal yourself first. And there's great empowerment in that. And I'm slowly learning how to do that, because the step for me was asking for help. The hardest thing I have to do is asking for help. because I'm always helping others. And it's really hard for me to ask for help for myself. So that's been my healing lesson the last 2 years. Is asking
Look
for
at the amount of growth that you have had. You look back on each person that's been in this group, and since they've been in the group, look at the amount of growth that we have each had. Susie, you have come a long way. I have come a long way.
Yep.
Just
We all have.
it's just amazing. And you know, I love the principles in the book, you know, that really give us a strong foundation of love and healing and vibrant health. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Susie.
Love you all.
Belle.
Hi. Well, I may be a good call to sort of wind things up because it's been an amazing call.
Well, we're
And
not winding yet. That's quick.
Well, I wanted to share a couple of things. One is the presence of Dr. Naram. So I really suggest that even if you've got the hard copy of the book, get it on Audible, where Dr. Clint G. Rogers reads it. It's abridged, but it reads it. And I just go periodically when I'm getting ready for bed or such, and just kind of go to a chapter and let it just be read to me. And last night was the one about, about Milo. And, Milo was, came to Dr. Clint there after Dr. Naram passed. And, it was so clear it was Dr. Naram, knew all the ways to his office and everything about it. And he is so present that, that has come up several times during this call about him being here and here on this call. And I'm so clear that that incredible love energy of oneness has, it doesn't matter if we're in or out of body, he is here, and it's just, it's palpable. And I just sort of invite.
Belle, I want to know, what did that chapter for you do for you last night?
Well, it just reminded me that, first of all, we're not alone, sort of all, and then with the song that Emily sang, we're all one. And so, here was losing Dr. Naram in body, as Dr. Clint speaks of, but really no loss whatsoever, if anything, an amplification of who Dr. Naram is in spirit. And I say is, because it's not was. It's not a past-based phenomenon. So it's just a reminder of, kind of who dies, because a lot of fear on the planet right now, in my experience, is our fear of death, a fear of dying. And that little message from Dr. Clint in his nearly last chapter of the book was, we don't die, and I mean, we may shift body, but, we're here. And so, it's just the preciousness of the day, the preciousness of the moment, and the preciousness of our lives is to be celebrated. So that's what I got out of hearing it again.
Thank you, Belle.
But it's so lovely to be read it by Dr. Clint. So I just invite, if you don't have an Audible version of it, to give yourself that gift as well, because it just is, and I believe it's been translated already in Spanish on Audible, but just to just have that other way to address the wonderful teachings that I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. To just address love. It was love teaching, Dana. That's what it was. That's what it was.
It is. I just love to hear. I love hearing your heart. I know you are a teacher by nature, but I love hearing your direct experience, because they're pretty powerful. But I too have it on Kindle. I have it on hard copy, and I have it.
Well, and what a rocking community. I mean, once again, it's the church of ancient secrets on a Sunday morning for me at 8 o'clock on Pacific time. And it just, over and over again, I'm so touched by not only the practical elements, Susan and Joseph and Jerem bringing marmaas, and then this last one, for Elena, just this idea of, blood pressure, like practical. And then, and I just finished the 7-day, and I just invite that the thing about doing the 7-day, I've done the 28-day in February, is that we can do it at any time and we can take it on. It doesn't have to be with a program, but once you get that structure under, as I did this last week under my belt, like, okay, just take the week off for 7 days and eat monk soup. Thank you very much. And intervene in some of those natural kind of given ways of being. My addiction to sugar or to this or that. So interesting to just intervene in it for 7 days and kind of clear the system out. So I just invite, the 7 day is over, but the 7 day can start with any of you, and just know you're supported in community, and it's, it rocks.
It does. And the 7 days there to be able to help us transition more easily. Yeah. Bill, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Dana. Fabulous, fabulous call. Thank you.
Monica, did you have something you wanted to share real quick?
Yes. So I also feel that through doing service in translation, there's a lot of healing that happens. I've read the book in English like 3 or 4 times. I've listened to it. I agree with Belle. Dr. Clint's voice is just amazing. It has a different effect when you listen to it. And then in Spanish, I've had to read it about 5 times doing the proofreading and editing. And every single time that I did, something new spoke to me that I had not seen before. Or it happened to be that I needed to read that specific section of the book on that day. And so it's very healing. So I wanted to invite anyone who speaks another language to join our translation team. There's a lot of languages that are currently underway and being translated, but there's a lot of others that we need volunteers for. So if you feel called, we have the book that needs to be translated. We have bonus videos. We have a lot of material that needs to be translated. So if you want to do some service, that would be a great way. I'm going to put my email on the chat if you want to reach out to me and volunteer. And I also wanted to announce that I am coordinating the Pulse Clinic schedules that are coming up for the months of October and November. So in October, we will be in North America doing a tour in different cities. But if you're interested in a Pulse consultation, or if you're interested and are willing to host a Pulse clinic, if you're willing to provide lodging and accommodations as well, you can also email me and let me know about that. And then in November, we will be in South America. So anyone who's in South America and is interested as well, please let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I know that we're at the 2-hour mark, and Monica, that is for the Pulse reading for Dr. Clint, right? Not the other videos.
No, Dr. Clint, yes.
Okay, perfect. Wanted to be clear on that. I know that we're at the 2-hour mark. Ronnie, if you wouldn't mind just briefly mentioning, are you on the call, Ronnie? I'm sorry. Whoops. Ronnie.
Jana?
Yes.
If there's a moment, I'd love to just give a little invite to the Ancient Secrets Music Project.
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is a project that we are on the precipice of launching. We're inviting musicians such as Vinod, who started our call with this beautiful movement from head to heart with his mantra. Anna, who is here today, will be contributing some of her beautiful music. We've got a whole slew of incredible musicians. And this project is dedicated to supporting the orphanages in Nepal. Dr. Naram was supporting them very powerfully over his lifespan. And with his passing, we're trying to follow in his footsteps and support these wonderful kids in Nepal. So my colleague Andrea has been nudging me to put out the link for joining the music project. And so we're looking for your heart-centered healing music that we can share, and people can purchase the music on the Ancient Secrets Foundation website. It's not there yet, but it will be soon.
Jerem, can you put your contact information in the chat, or Andrea? Thank you so much for posting everything, Andrea. If you have Jerem's contact information too, that would be great.
Yeah. So Andrea and Esther Francis have been instrumental in helping move things along, and we're really looking forward to sharing this great music with you and to supporting the orphans. So thank you.
Then in Mount Shasta, California, I gotta urgently do grocery shopping, and I identify as a block musician. You'll find out what I mean by that.
Okay.
Maybe someday I'll contribute music to somebody.
Great.
Thank you all. Love you, and I'm with you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Over
you.
and
Yes,
out.
if you have to jump off the call, I understand. I see Stephen, Dr. Stephen is on the call.
Hi, everybody. So I am in the airport flying back to Syracuse, New York from an amazing clinic tour in California. Mojda and I started out in San Diego having a half-day clinic and ended up with 2 full days. And then we went to LA to Ilio's house and Ashia's house. And then we went to Sacramento. Ronnie did an amazing job, and Jerry, who hosted us there. And we just had a great time. It went so smoothly. And so it was a kind of a dream of mine to find a partner to do clinics with in Mojda, and just the help of everyone. We did many in Farsi, so with translation. So it was just a lot of fun to bring the ancient secrets to people. And I just saw my son in San Francisco. We did a bike tour all over San Francisco, and I got to see one of my favorite musicians. If you guys look up a guy named Scott Grace, Scott Calixini goes by too, but Scott Grace, I helped him start his career 35 years ago. And I got to see his last concert in the United States before he moves to Mexico. So it was a magical trip, all the positive energies and movement. And I thank you all, because the book made a huge difference in my life, even though I've known Dr. Naram for a long time and I've known about the ancient secrets, but that book made a huge difference in my life, my relationships, my own patients. And so thank you, Dr. Clinton, and thank you all for all being on.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Anyway, thank you all for everybody for being here. I don't want to keep too much more of your Sunday time, but I love being on these calls. Is there anything that anybody would like to say really quickly before we say goodbye? Any comments? And we don't have to, just so full of love. Anna, thank you so much for being with me. The person that I thought was going to be on the call is supposed to be on the call next week. So I remembered it wrong.
Okay.
And Andrea, thank you so much for your support behind the scenes, and Carol and Monica and Joseph and Susan and Romarishi, hello. And Jerem, everybody, thank you for your comments, for your love, for your support. I love that you guys are here. Thank you so much. And Luke, did you have something you wanted to say really quickly? I didn't get to your raised hand.
Oh, it was just early on when you were asking about our experiences with the detox. So yeah, I'm on day 7 now of the 7 days, so it's my last day, but I may extend it for a couple of days. And just eating mung bean soup 2 or 3 times a day. And yesterday afternoon into the evening, I went to this beautiful outdoor concert of just this band playing nothing but Beatle music. And I'm a huge Beatle fan. And I was there with a bunch of friends, and it was right by South Puget Sound. It was just a gorgeous environment, being able to see the sea and the sun and all these people. And there's like hamburgers and pizzas and Mexican food and everything. And I was not attracted to any of it. I brought my 3rd bowl of mung bean soup with me. So everybody's eating all this other food, and I'm eating my mung bean soup. And somebody asked me about it, so I was telling her about it, what it is and everything. So it's just been joyful to engage in this week. And elimination has been crazy. So I'm eliminating like nuts. So that's been a wonderful thing. And it's just a joy. I may extend it a couple of days.
Good. I think that's it. I think that we need to do like a 15-day detox instead of
Yeah.
just the 7. I think it would be really wonderful. You remind me of Renara. I don't know if Renara is there or not. She's probably listening in, but Renara takes her food everywhere. That woman is dedicated. She takes her papaya wherever she goes, or her mung bean soup or whatever. She's just pretty dedicated. Jane, you are looking so good, Jane Hubbard. You're looking so radiant and glowing. Jane was the one that was mentioning she had lost some weight. Jane, did you want to say anything about your detox?
Well, I had the 7-day thing yesterday and nothing happened today, but overall I have lost 7 pounds already in a week. So high energy, I can feel it in my body. When I was at church this morning, my back was straight up. I mean, at 73 years old, I'm just feeling wonderful. I feel better now than I did in my 50s and 60s.
You look
So,
fabulous. Did
and
not realize.
I'm doing this for 3 months, so we'll see what happens. Thank
Well,
you.
great. I can't wait to hear how it turns out. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, I want to do this song with Lisa Nichols, but I think I'll because of the time. Anyway, I love you guys. Let's unmute. Silva, it's so good to see you on the call. So glad that you're here. Oh my goodness. So good that you're here. Let's rub our hands together and unmute and say, I love you and I'm with you.
I love you. And
I love you and I'm
Love you,
with you.
Charlotte. Love you, Silva. Love you, Jane. I love you, Anna. Love you, Jeremy. Love you, Julie. Love you, Jeremy. Love you, Monica. Love you, Robin. Elena. Ishi, Tara. Jonathan. Roland. Ridley. Harvey. Love you, Marilyn.
Jane, you
Alex. Love
look
you, Debbie.
fabulous.
Love you,
You look
Vinod.
great.
Love you, Rachel.
You see the difference in you.
Love you, Barbara. Love you, Rashi. I love you. Love you, Nanala. Love you, Steve. Love you,
So amazing. You guys are so full of love. I am just feeling it, that radiance. Anyway, I love you. I'm with you. Oh, yes, Joseph. Thank you. Let's pet our 6 times.
Well done, Jana. Well done.
Jana.
Thank you. I love you and I'm with you. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Jonathan.